Hey everyone, Ollie at Retro Gamer Revival. I'm here today to show you 5 PS3 titles that you can pick up for a relatively good price. With the PS3 and to some extent the Xbox 360 now starting to see a bit of a price increase on the games that are on that system, I think now is the perfect time to be jumping on either of these systems. Xbox 360 games you can of course play on your Xbox One and your Xbox Series. However, PS3 games you still need a PS3 system to play, so that to some extent could be what's driving up those prices. With that being said, if you've ever been interested in what the PS3 library can offer you, I think now is the perfect time to be diving on it all. So with that said, I'm going to show you 5 games you need to pick up. The first game I'm going to show you was a PS3 launch title. It spawned 2 sequels on the PlayStation 3 as well, one on the PS Vita and also one on the PSP. That game is Resistance: Fall of Man. This is an absolutely solid first-person shooter. While it didn't blow people away graphically at the time, it has gone on to get a bit of a cult following. I've always thought this would make a fantastic movie as well. That being said, I'm recommending the first one above the other 2, which are technically superior games, because the story starts here, and the story is where this game really does shine. Set against an alternative history in the early 1900s, I think it's Russia gets invaded by an alien race that then start to take over their bodies and create these sort of hybrid human, hybrid Crimea aliens to help them try and take over the world. And by 1940 something, Europe has been completely taken over and you are, as the title says, the Resistance. I really can't recommend this enough. It's a really cheap title, and I mean really cheap title, and it's got to be in your PS3 library. Next up, I'm going to show you a third-person action-adventure game. For some reason at the time, this game was heavily overlooked by people and it didn't receive the best reviews from memory either. I never understood why, because I had a great time with this game. That game is Heavenly Sword. This is a really great third-person action-adventure game. This game was one of the first ones, I think, for this generation that really blew my mind graphically. The things in this game that really shone through though was lip sync. I know a lot of people talk about LA Noire and how that lip sync was really quite ingenious, but for me, this one was top of the bill when it came out for that kind of thing. If you have a PS3 or are looking for an interesting game to pick up for your PS3, Heavenly Sword, add it to the list. Next up is the cute platformer that has managed to transcend everything, Little Big Planet. This is where it all started. This game has some of the best music in a video game. It's got unbelievably cute graphics. The multiplayer in this is absolutely phenomenal. This game is just so good. It will be on a lot of people's greatest games of all times list, and when you play it, you'll fully understand why. This game is really cheap now to pick up as well, and I just can't recommend it enough. Sackboy has become a little bit of a PlayStation mascot. It's just got to be on your list. Next up, another first-person shooter. This one again blew my mind when it came out, and at the time I remember saying to my friends, how are graphics going to get any better than this? Little did we know they were going to get a lot better, but that being said, Killzone II absolutely needs to be on your PlayStation 3 list. Even today, this game plays absolutely solid and is super smooth. The story again is really good. It picks pretty much right up where Killzone 1 leaves, and it spawns, again, more sequels on the PS3 and the Vita. But for me, this was absolutely top of the pile when it came to Killzone, and is still one of the best first-person shooters around. You can pick this up really cheap, and it absolutely needs to be in your collection. The last game I'm going to show you is pretty much a staple for the PlayStation 3 system. It's actually been on the PS4 and is now currently running on the PS5. But for anybody that wants to just play it as it was when it came out, The Last of Us. You really cannot go wrong with this game in any of the iterations, whether you're going for the remake, the PS4 remaster, or just the original on the PS3. Sometimes it is nice to go back and play original games on the original hardware, and this game still looks amazing. I remember when this came out at the end of the PS3's life cycle, I just couldn't understand why the PlayStation 3 was finishing and the PS4 was coming out when games like this were still being produced. The story in this people have talked about till, well, forever. It is so good. It is so good. With the TV show coming out and obviously the remake that's currently happening, The Last of Us is just a game that you must pick up. So if you're looking to add to your PS3 library or add to your PS3 collection, or have never played The Last of Us and just want to play it on the original system, this is very cheap and is absolutely worth your time. There we have it. 5 PS3 titles that I believe you can pick up for under £10. Like I said at the beginning, this video is more designed for people who have yet to experience a PS3 library or are just looking to start getting into the system. None of the games I've shown today, maybe with the exception of Heavenly Sword, are hidden gems. They're big titles that people already know about, but like I say, if you've yet to experience the incredible library that the PlayStation 3 has to offer, you could not go wrong with those titles. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all the new subscribers over the last month or so for pushing us over that 1,000 mark. We at Retro Gaming Revival, we just cannot believe it, and we're absolutely over the moon. Please consider hitting that thumbs up button just to let us know that you've been here. Consider hitting that subscribe button if you're new, because it means an absolute ton to us, and I will see you in the next video.